I don't know what it is about missing my trip to Maldives that makes me want to talk about love, but so it is. So let's talk about love. Just some of the thoughts that I have about love, because that's a big topic. But okay, so let's talk about love and fear, because that's what I was really thinking about. I was thinking about love and fear because I was thinking back. And so I've had a number of love affairs, not 10, but depends what age, what you mean, but I've loved some people in my life, okay? And so two of them in particular, one in my 30s and one at the age of around 45, were just particularly hard for me to get over. Those were two where what I would say I was whatever most of us would commonly call being in love. Even though love never makes me blind, I see 20/20. But I was in love. So in both of those instances, which didn't end well for me, uh, because basically the women slowly pulled away from me uh, for whatever reasons I don't want to get into. That's the way I would assess it, okay? They pulled away from me for whatever reason. We can go, even though I had issues with them too, but I would say that's not what ended the relationship, okay? In other words, we had issues with each other. I wasn't ready to leave or quit, and they pulled away from me in both those instances. In both of those instances, it took me well over 5 years to recover. I'm talking about even though I would date other people, the last one, I was actually praying all the time. I was like, Dear Lord, does it have to be that every time I get in the car by myself to drive, I have to think about her? See, it's like I was like praying, go, God, it seems a little unnecessary. I said, every time I get into the car to drive, every time I get into bed at night to close my eyes, I got to think of her. For 5 years. 5 years. 5 years. I'm saying this because I'm reflecting on fear and my own fears, which I kind of was in denial of my fears, okay? I was in denial of my fears. And so I like to do these exercises. So one of the exercises that I read, I love to do these little imagine exercises and try to put yourself in the situation. So one of the exercises was like, think of the relationship where you were in love, excuse me, I got that, where they disappointed you. And imagine that they came back and had changed and was acknowledging everything that ever occurred, okay? Acknowledging everything. And let's say, remember, we get to build the exercise. For the sake of the exercise, they appeal to you. I'm not saying they haven't aged. I'm just saying they come back and they appeal to you. You still. Okay, so imagine yourself in that situation. So I tried to imagine myself in that situation with both of those two loves of my past, and it scared the shit out of me. It scared the shit out of me. It fucked me up. Okay, so I said, there's some issues there. See, you got to be introspective. I said, there's some issues there. One has to be introspective, and one of the ways one is you have to challenge yourself in terms of your thoughts. So that just got to me. Okay, that has scared the shit out of me. And it showed them. I said, I realized that not was I scared of relationships. I was terrified, terrified, terrified. Absolutely. Even though it's in all, you get it all because you got the macho cover, yes. But with the real prospect of real love, a little scary to you, huh? Yeah, you not quite so bold now. Yeah, yeah. No fist in the glove, is there? Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Because of fear. And most of us won't acknowledge that we have that fear. We have that fear. And the thing about it, I kind of pat myself on the back for certain things because one of the things that I tackled early on and earlier as a man was to recognize that the reason why I was somewhat controlling. This is a debate we could have. Whatever in my 30s, whatever degree of controlling I was in my 30s, it was out of fear because when I loved you so much, I felt I needed to control you. And then I learned from that that was a trap and that was wrong. And I grew out of that. I grew out of that successfully. It's not even just part of me anymore. It just isn't. I don't do that. I don't do that on things. So maybe I could grow past this. But I did recognize that I have fear that I wasn't dealing with. And I'm not sure how you deal with it, but I think the first thing is to recognize the fear and the threat and what it means to us. And that we're afraid, many of us, and people who seem very strong. That's not strength. Okay, that's fear. Making you macho or diva. That's not strength, okay? Strength is confronting the shit so that we can be better mates or partners. So I'm just up here tonight thinking about love. What difference does it make why I'm thinking about love? I think, why you thinking about, what difference does it make? Because I ain't got shit else to do. So then I think about love because I can't find no romantic comedies. I'm trying to find a romantic comedy because I need some escapism. See, I need some escapism. And I want to find a romantic comedy so that I can escape. Because I'm not going to the mountain. Like I said, I got shit to do. I may just go camping tomorrow. I might go up the coast tomorrow. So I don't even know what I'm going to do. So that's not the issue. All of that, I don't care. It's whatever. But this issue of love, you all, okay? Because at my age, the issue of love is being willing to confront the search. Because here's the truth. Most of the people my age, we kind of gave up. I gave up. I didn't give up like in a whole demonstrable way where I said, oh, I'm giving up. I lost the ability to imagine it. I knew spiritually and emotionally that life can change at any moment. You could get out your car, walk in 7-Eleven, and have your life change. So I knew that. But I had lost the ability to imagine it. In other words, I used to be able to see movies and imagine me like that. And I kind of lost that. I couldn't imagine. It got better. It got better. Because I remember there was a point in my life, I don't know if you guys have ever had this, where I would see young couples holding hands and walking along in love. And I would feel like I would feel like I'm locked in some kind of a box looking through a thick-ass glass. Like, I couldn't relate anymore. I wanted to relate. See, that's what I'm saying. You watching the young lovers, you're not really hating on them, but seeing them so much in love fucks with you. You understand what I'm saying? When you sitting out there and you seeing other people, young people in love, and that fucks with you. And it gets to be like that when you watch movies too, like in the height of like my negativity, depressive mode, whatever. If I was watching like some romantic movie and they kissed, I would get angry. Kind of. Because I couldn't really feel. I was resentful of the fact that I could no longer imagine that and feel it. Like, I thought that I couldn't feel it. And that was part of the whole depression weird thing. See, I thought that, it was more like most people, you get to this point where you go like, I feel like I've done everything I can do, which is kind of bullshit because you have it. See, here's the other thing where I'm different than most people. I will admit that I didn't try hard. I was depressed and didn't try hard. And a bunch of people want to act like they try hard. They don't try hard. You didn't try hard. First of all, if you're depressed, you got to get out and do service. It's good for the soul. I know that from experience too. That's what medicine did for me. Provided me an outlet for service, and that could indeed then feed myself spiritually. So, but you got to find stuff to do. But like I said, part of this is you have to try. You don't get to wallow in the negativity. I know. See, I did that. I get it. You want to sit around the house, fuck love, fuck life. I'm just going to be, and the women get all negative. I don't need nobody. I got a vibrator. Oh, that's all bullshit. Bullshit. Just bullshit. And mostly out of fear. That's the kind of shit when you say when you caught up in fear. You're not taking responsibility for your situation, the part that you play in this. You're just having a reaction. That's not thinking. That's just reacting, and that's fear, and it's a waste of time, a waste of effort. So, it would be more constructive to face the fear. So, now for me, my fear is that, oh God, this is cathartic, but also crazy. Okay, so another one of these exercises. Okay, well, it wasn't really exercise. I think I even told a story here before. I was having a meditative moment, as I so often do, sitting alone, my mind firing in all cylinders. So I was having this meditative moment, me and whatever, because just between me and you, kind of, when I'm in these meditative moments, it doesn't always feel like, I don't know what y'all meditative moments are like, but I feel connections to a lot of things, not just like God. In fact, that's probably more, I would say that's less. The more immediate connections feel like either people I know who have died or people who I don't know who know me. That's all I can tell you. That's what it feels like. I can only tell you what it feels like. And then a force, which doesn't always feel like the same thing. So I don't know what other people experience. I don't know what other people, and I don't hear voices in them. I get very intense thoughts that lead me down chains of thoughts. Okay, so that's what happens for me. So I don't know what else. That's the best I can explain my spiritual meditative moments. So anyway, so I was in one of those, as explained, spiritual meditative moments. And the message was, how come you never asked for a wife? To which I paused. And then, of course, the spiritual moment continued with their intellectual assault at me. Because, I don't know what y'all have in your spiritual moments. Mine always tell me shit I don't want to hear. Mine all the time is just shit I don't want to hear. Okay, but as I know it's good. So these are my spirit. So it's like, why have you never asked for a wife? And so in my spiritual moments, the conversation gonna be kind of frank. Like, you've prayed for girlfriends, you've prayed for pussy, you've met women that you wanted so bad you prayed to have her. God, please, man, you know what I'm talking about. Please, Lord, just let me get her. Please, Lord, I promise. Please. Said, you've done all that for women, for sex. How come you've never asked for a wife? So I couldn't say shit. So this is me in the meditative moment, up late at night. It's just me, and now I'm like in the middle of some shit, right? I'm like fucked up in the head, like right now. And so then the spiritual moment continues. And the spiritual moment says, say it now. Say it right now. Say you want a wife. Say it. Ask for it. Say it now. So ain't nobody but me and God in the room, right, or whatever. And I have trouble. I'm tripping because I have trouble saying it, y'all. In fact, okay, I even have trouble now. See, if you say, Mario, say you want a wife. Mario, say it. Mario, say it. See. It's not supposed to be that hard. It's not supposed to be that hard. It's not. See, but this tells you I have a weakness. See, okay, I'm supposed to say, that's why you've heard me lately practicing. That's what you've been hearing when I say the wife thing. Because I recognize I won't do it. So now I'm trying to fight that by saying, I want a wife. Oh, God, it's hard to say that. God. I don't know how many people y'all out there have tried this who don't have a man or don't have a woman. Say you want it. Say it out to the air. And say you want it. See? So I had trouble saying I wanted it. So then the spiritual moment was like, you understand that if you really want that and put that energy out there, you can have what you want, right? And I was still afraid. I was still afraid. Ain't that a trip? Now I'm trying to deal with that in a constructive way. That's what you guys are seeing. I'm trying to deal with the fact that I know that I'm afraid of love, that I have trouble asking for a wife, even if it's to the open air with just me and God in the room. I have trouble just saying that. I hope y'all don't have some of that same trouble. Can you say, I want a wife? I'm not saying in the legal sense either. Because some people say, oh, you don't need a wife. I'm not saying in the legal sense, like, because that's legal. I'm talking about a partner that you're planning, you're at least thinking toward forever. Okay? Or that I forget, you don't even have to have that. Someone that you're thinking toward a future who you love. So, don't make it complicated. How many of you can't say that? I'm a coward too. So anyway, that's the talk tonight on love. And I need to go have a bowl. Peace.